Stacey and J Sbu, East Coast Radio.
For the purpose of the peoples, Sharron, when and how do you discover that you have this kind of gift?
So I decided to take a leap of faith about 4 years ago, and I left corporate full time into this. And when you kind of focus on your gifts, they become stronger. And this is where I am.
Amazing. Just want to say, you are doing some amazing work, man. When did you actually start communicating with these lost and past pets?
Well, it's sort of, I would say, probably most about 3 years ago. It sort of started with crossovers, because I was doing crossovers with people who'd lost their people. And then the animals started coming through, and I was like, hey, these guys are just stepping forward. And then Spirit kind of leads you in that direction, and it just sort of evolved from there.
I mean, Jay's right. Like, the amount of solace that this gives to know that they're safe and to know that they're happy and contented is invaluable. So, I mean, you're doing good stuff here. But now when you are sitting there in your house, in your abode, and you've got the picture of the lost dog or the picture of the lost cat, how do you actually go about working out where these missing animals could potentially be?
Okay, so you're talking about tracking animals now. Yeah. So that's a little bit different. When you're tracking, it's like being a detective. So different trackers work differently. I kind of work two ways. One of them is intuitive work. Then the other part of it is the actual communication with the animal. Sometimes they're trapped, sometimes they're scared. So you got to calm them down. Then you got to say, all right, give me some information. What do you see? And then you're also kind of using your intuition here, because you're seeing everything sort of through the animal's eyes. Plus you're working with your own psychic abilities. So there's a whole lot of mishmash. And unfortunately, any tracker will tell you that there are times when you just can't. Doesn't matter how much you try, and we just do our best.
There's no difference between your connection with human beings and how they interact with you when you connect with them and with different types of pets? Is it just the same connection or same method of connection?
You mean like when they're in spirit?
Yes.
Yeah, no, there's no difference. But the nice thing about the animals, though, is that they don't embellish. There's a lot of love. They're always very grateful. Yeah, there are lost souls, which most mediums prefer not to deal with, but you do come across them.
Well, look, I mean, Sharron, it's fascinating. I could actually just sit and just talk to you for hours and hours and hours. But then while I'm sitting with you, if you are in dialogue with someone, my family members and my pets and my tribe, do they just come through automatically? Is it difficult to quiet the noise, or do you need to be open to it in order for that to start happening?
I would not suggest that anybody stays open. Look, anybody who's experienced in this line of work knows that you have to turn off your gift.
Okay.
It's actually a little bit dangerous to keep it open. You would become completely exhausted by it. But if you are open, sometimes you can go for a walk in the morning and then you'll see, there's spirit around you, but you don't really go looking for it.
Yeah.
If we're having a coffee, Stacey, and I see your grand come through, then if I know that you're going to accept that, then I'll say, hey, there's a lady standing behind you with glasses or whatever. It has happened before. I had that happen with my nails one day. But,
cool, man.
No, but also,
you don't just leave yourself open.
Yeah, because Sharron, I can imagine too. It's I'm just trying to picture you on a date with somebody for the first time, and he's
there you go.
And then he's
hey,
pass the salt, and you're so your aunt is telling me that you're actually texting 14 people at the same time.
Yeah. Stop doing too much.
Yeah, exactly. But Sharron, thank you so much.
Shout out, man.
I will be in touch with you just for a private reading. How does it work? Can we do it telephonically? Do we need to come and see you?
Look, I don't always answer my phone, especially if I'm working. I try and turn it off, otherwise it's a distraction. So the best way is email or WhatsApp, and then I'll get back to you. Crossovers, general readings, there's a whole lot of info on my website as well.
Stacey and J Sbu, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. East Coast Radio.